Well, hello and welcome to this introductory video that's going to explain how you can get started helping the DGS index all of the probate records that are now posted and available on the portal to Texas History. Just as a little bit of background, these probate records were originally microfilmed by the DGS back in 1977. In 2015, those microfilms were digitized and those images are now available on the portal to Texas History. Unfortunately, at the time that the records were created and at the time they were originally indexed back in 1977, there was no date information recorded with each probate case, and that's a little bit of information that is missing, and that is what we hope to correct by this project. What we're going to be doing is going through each of the probate cases using volunteers such as you, looking at all the images, trying to identify the earliest date of any document we can find, the latest date of any document that we can find, and the date of the death of the person involved in the probate case. And as I'll show you by the end of this video, you'll report all that information back. We will be able to add that to the metadata on the portal to Texas History and complete and enhance the information that is available for people that are searching records. So what I'm going to be doing today is just quickly walking through the steps that you need to take to get involved and get started and helping us get this indexing project done. So we're starting, as all good things start, with the DGS website. And I'm going to ask all of you to do something very important to begin with. That is to log into the website. Now you notice in my browser I've got a little lock up there, and if I click on that, it would ask me to log in. I can also go down to the bottom of the website and click on this login link. Now I'm actually logging into the website, but I am using the same user ID and password as I used to establish my DGS account, which is hopefully going to be familiar to all of you. So I'm going to log in as me. And in just a second, it's going to come back, and you can see by looking at the top here that it has logged me in successfully, again using my DGS credentials. So once I'm logged in, I'm going to go to the Get Involved menu button and click on that, and you'll see that the project that we're interested in, there may be others by the time you come here, is the Dallas County Probate Date Range Research. And when you click on that, you should see listed below it some information about all of the information about the project. You can click and see some of these examples of what the cases on the portal look like with and without the information. Detailed step-by-step instructions on what you can follow, which we're going to run through very quickly. And then most importantly at this phase, the list of the tasks or the cases that you can select and sign up and work on. So I just ask that you select one case at a time and keep it as your own. Follow the steps I'm going to show you, and when you complete one, come back and select the next one. That way we'll make sure there's enough to go around for everybody, although there are 3,100 cases out there. So I'm going to start by selecting probate case number 2, and I'm going to sign up. Now, because I've already logged into the website, it knows who I am. So it knows my name, it knows my email address, it knows my phone number. All I have to do is just click this sign me up, and this case will be assigned to me. If I were not logged into the website, I would have to enter this information manually. So logging in would just speed up the process and make sure your information is accurate and as recorded by the society. So once I click on that, I now own probate case number 2, and it's mine to work on. So what we're going to do next is go to the Portal to Texas History collection for the probate cases. And I'm going to put in the case that I just signed up for, case number 2, and I'm going to hit enter. And you'll see listed down here are the search results for effectively the search that I just did. And case number 2 is the one that I'm most interested in, so I'm going to select that. And I'm going to come over here to the cover page and click on it and actually get started viewing the actual records. Now, one of the things that will help you be able to view the information more clearly is to select the largest size image that is available. So I'm going to click on the More Sizes button. And you can see by default that I've selected the large image, but I want the extra large because that extra resolution is going to make it just that much easier for me to read these images, which are a little hard to read. From here, once I have selected the extra large image, then I am just going to step through each of the cases, or all of the records in each of the cases by clicking this right arrow. And I'm going to look at all of the images. Well, there's just the cover page. And I would just continue doing this, and I'll examine them very carefully. So noticing here that the first document that I've come across is July 20th, 1858. And if necessary, you may need to zoom in on these a bit to make them a little bit larger and easier to read. But you're just going to step through all of the documents and noting the earliest date on any document that you come across and the latest date on any document that you come across. And that will create, eventually, the date range associated with this case. And that's part of the information that we want to enter for the metadata. The other thing that I'm going to ask you to look for while you're stepping through these documents is the date of the person, or the date of death of the person that the probate case was filed for. With any luck, you're going to find that information on one of these images that are associated with the document. If you're not so lucky, it's a good thing you're a genealogist, because the other thing that I'm going to ask you to do is if you can't find the date of death anywhere in the probate records, I'm going to ask you to put on your genealogist hat and do a little research for us. Go to Family Search or go to Ancestry, any source that you feel comfortable with, and see if you can't somehow discover the official death date of the person associated with this probate case. And with that, we'll have all the information that we need to take the next step. So once you have completed all your research and you have the earliest date, the latest date, and the death date, then you're going to want to go and record it. And the earliest date, I want to make a point about one more thing. Some of the documents you will find in these probate cases pertain to claims and contracts and things that the person entered into perhaps before they died. So it's quite likely you're going to find that the earliest document cited in this case actually precedes that person's death. And that's okay, that's normal. But again, once you've gone through there and have all of the state information, go back to the DDS website, however you get there. If you go back to the Get Involved link and go back to our Dallas County probate date range, there's a convenient link there that I'm just going to point you to. And that is this one, the one that's going to take you to the page that's going to allow you to put all of your information in. So it is just a simple Google form. And Google is simply coming slow. And here we go. And so this is where you get to record the information about this particular case. So you'll enter your name, your email address, select today's dates so we know when it was that you completed your work, the number of the probate case you're working on, and here's where you enter the three dates, the earliest date, the most recent date, and the date of death. Now when it comes, hopefully you're going to have a complete date, which is a year, a month, and a date. And so if that's what you've discovered, so much the better. But if all you have is a year, then that's fine. You know, if that's as much as was available on the document, at least that's more than we knew. Hopefully you're going to be able to do something like 0211, and I'm just kind of making this up. And the latest one might be, well, let's just say 1873 on the 11th of November. Now, you're going to have to specify those two dates. You have no choice there. The date of death is optional, and so if you're unable to discover the date of death, that's fine. You can just leave it blank. If you, for example, in this case, only know perhaps the year, perhaps this person died in 1860, then that information is good enough. And then finally, there's a field here for you to add any additional comments. So if you have any feedback, if you had any problems, just something that you want us to know about this particular probate case record, feel free. It's a free form field, and add in all of the information that you want. When you completed that, just click on the Submit button, and the information will be recorded, and you'll be free to go back and select another probate case and repeat as necessary. So hopefully you're going to find this to be easy to do, and hopefully it's something that you're going to choose to do, because as I mentioned at the front, we have 3,100 records. We need to do this for each one to complete this phase of the project. And just a last note then, this information that is entered in the form, we will then take, review, collate, and enter into the metadata, which is a whole other process and just restricted to one or two select people. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much for hopefully agreeing to contribute to this process, and we'll keep you informed on how our progress goes through the 3,100 cases. Thank you very much.